Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Fate good one here, and eventually we will. Here to review episode 5 of The Last of Us, a video game adaptation that continues to prevail. I do have a few issues with this episode, but the one thing I find refreshing is its ability to highlight nobody's perfect in this modern age where everyone's out to point out something somebody else said or did that's bad and try to cancel them over it or blacklist them when the very people coming at them aren't morally superior. Everyone exists in a gray space or has done something they shouldn't be proud of, and this show highlights the best and worst of people. This episode shines in the way it presents the nature of everyone in a very gray, where nobody is really better than the other person. They've just done their own selfish things for their own selfish reasons, and in those selfish reasons are very humanizing, gives them relatability and understanding. Spoilers: Henry keeping his little brother safe, selling out the one person that never did anything wrong in this world to get his brother medicine, and then go on the run, knowing that the organization that provided it has been overthrown and they weren't responsible for killing a lot of people, and the one good man that led all those people, which is the sole reason Kathleen, the villain of this story, wants to kill him at all costs, even though she knows her brother, the one good man, sold out and murdered, wouldn't want her to pursue it. It just brings incredible real depth to these fictional characters. However, sometimes people try to bring too much depth to characters, such as making Sam, the little brother of Henry, deaf, a departure from the game, and the problems arise when you have a character that can't hear crunching glass and his brother silencing him on it. But Henry hasn't done anything hardcore in this world. The most he has ever done to survive is pull a gun on Joel, and while the performances are all solid, honest, realistic, I just really question the reality of how they made it this far before Henry was a sellout for medicine and protection. Another chink in the armor, though, is I'm just not convinced people would follow Kathleen to this extent, despite being the sister of the dearly departed leader to this group. Yet she is the one that led her group to overthrow Fedra, which is something her brother was never able to do, likely because he lacked the same cold-hearted nature as her and them. But I never felt this character was someone people would follow, be intimidated by. Her role, it really ends with a whimper instead of a meaty payoff, just as her right-hand man does, who played Tommy in the games, before we really ever get to see him truly do anything tactical, formidable, show that he's a formidable threat in this dangerous world. His story ends with a whimper. But there are some great things to highlight in this mixed bag, as it continues to effectively stay true to the games and remix things enough to surprise. Bella Ramsey is gradually becoming a more authentic, convincing Ellie and likable character as she bonds with Sam over comics from the game, as tense situations conclude with "Don't listen to Joel, he has an asshole voice," and when Henry isn't sold on his word, they're gonna behave. Further highlights of the bond between Ellie and Joel cementing occur in this episode. Entry into the tunnel, Joel telling Ellie to take her gun out, asking Ellie to trust him when they're pinned down by a sniper at night, and the only way out is to make a run for it, for Trojan horsing the sniper. There are some tense, action-packed, heartfelt, even funny moments, creepy ones too, and the underground school reminded me so much of Fallout video game franchise that has their own adaptation over at Amazon in development that I'm greatly looking forward to, and I hope it's half as good as this show. But the highlight of the entire episode for me wasn't a horde of zombie-like creatures floating out of a sinkhole over, or even the bloater creature that looked fantastic, ripping someone's head off clean over the death of a cold-hearted bitch Kathleen at the hands of a nimble childlike clicker. It was just little moments, interactions between Joel, Ellie, Sam, Henry, and the respect of it going where it went after the ridiculous, lighthearted nonsense that my blood is medicine. Thankfully, it avoided some Christmas miracle BS and went straight for ripping everyone's heart out in the true Mist-like fashion. I was sold on the final decisions and performances. Nothing makes this more meaningful and touching than a shocking murder-suicide that drives Ellie to purpose. However, they've also already played the murder-suicide card. Remember episode 3 that nudged Joel gently towards purpose. The clicker in the midst of gunfire crowds of screaming people shouldn't be able to cartwheel into a fucking car knowing one person is there out of all the people and noise going on. It had an awesome, impactful ending, though, with balls that shoves Ellie to purpose. I'm gonna say this is a 7 out of 10. Brutal, unforgiving episode. You know, love it. I love it. Get more cold-hearted. It's awesome. I love it. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Stay awesome. Rock on.